Welcome to Entertainment 411. I am your host today, Bobby Del Rio. This is my 12th time doing the podcast. I'm very excited about it. Now, today's a very special episode because today on Entertainment 411, we are joined by two casting directors, not just one, two, and you're going to know them both. And they truly embody the heart of the Canadian entertainment industry. It's Steven Mann and Sarah Sheps of Mann Casting. Now, it really is like a personal thing for us here at Entertainment 411. And if you ever met them, you already know. This duo is known for embracing talent, championing new faces, collaborating closely with agents and productions, but also for bringing genuine warmth, humor, humanity into every audition session. I don't know if you've seen their dancing videos on their Instagram. They're really cute, and it's a very genuine bond. They've been working together for 17 years. Actors love them, agents trust them. The industry appreciates their tireless dedication. Man Casting isn't just a place to audition. It is a place where talent feel welcomed, supported, celebrated. And now, the moment we have all been waiting for. Please join me in welcoming the dynamic duo, the most loved casting team in Canada, Steven Mann and Sarah Sheps.
Yeah. Hi.
Most
Sarah.
loved in Canada.
Hi,
You
Sarah.
wish.
We're not even the most loved in our office some days.
Wow. Well, you got to work on that.
Thank you for the kind words, Bobby. And just to say one thing, we really do focus on wanting it to be a welcoming experience. Like, we love actors. We love people. We're silly. You know, like, a lot of people just come in and say hi. If you got an issue, like, if we're busy, we'll just say, not now. But, like, our door is always open. It's always been open.
Right. And you always have it, it's, I mean, I don't audition anymore, but when I was, I always had a great time going to Man Casting. I could see you there, and Sarah was always friendly. It was just a good vibe. I felt very comfortable.
Thank you.
Actors love going there, and
awesome.
that's a testament to what you built together.
Thank you. And we did it together. We, like you said, we've been together for 17 years, and for those of you who know my Ashley, I've been with Ashley for 18 years.
Wow.
And Sarah's husband, Dan, a lot of people think Sarah and I are married.
I did.
Well, our relationship is purely sexual.
Okay, well, that's fine then.
Right? There's no marriage.
No.
But Sarah's husband is an incredible actor and an incredible camera guy, and he works for us. He's been with us for, I guess 17 years, right?
Like 15 years.
Yeah. So I'm very lucky that I've had the same people for so long, and it just makes me feel really good because we're like family there. Like, we hang out together, we socialize together. We're at Sarah's son's birthday, my son's birthday. We'll go to games together. We'll go to bars together. Like, it's not like your typical workspace. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
That's nice. Well, okay, let's start at the beginning because your story, because I think we're going to get into a lot of different topics. You're just so knowledgeable in the industry, and I love how unfiltered you are. Let's start at the beginning, right? So, and we'll each of you can answer this, and then maybe we can even talk about how you came together. But I want to go on your separate journeys first. So, what inspired you to pursue casting?
Let's go.
And yeah, like, how did you start?
Sarah first, because Sarah, this is what Sarah wanted to do. This is like a dream gig for Sarah. So let Sarah start.
Okay.
So my aunt was a casting director in Victoria, BC, many moons ago. So in high school, when I'd have like spring break or whatever, I'd go play with her on set, and I'd like wrangle the extras or whatever. I'd work in the office of whatever, movie of the week she was working on. It's like, this is awesome. Then I went to musical theater school, Sheridan College. Now the Sheridan Institute. Loved it. Loved every second. Did a ton of musical theater, did a ton of cartoon voices, toured North America and Europe with Franklin the Turtle, Big Comfy Couch, had the best time ever. Then realized that I got married, and I was like, my gosh, I haven't seen my husband at all this year. One day I'd like to have a baby. Perhaps I shouldn't live in a hotel every day. So I said, and then I started going to auditions, and I swear, I was like, I'd look around the room. I'm like, oh, I would cast this person over me. This person would be great. Like, why am I here? This person's much more suited. So I figured it was time to make that transition. So I worked for everyone, most casting directors at one point as an assistant. Then I emailed Steven, and he was like, I can sort of use you barely. And I was like, fifth in row. Like, when we had sessions, I was like the fifth call. And then they called me the Eliminator because I got rid of everyone and just took over.
Okay. What was the secret? Like, did you do the showgirls? Like, you clip people on the kneecap, or what?
No, I just was hyper organized and really passionate about what I did, and I love it. I always knew this is what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to be when I grow up. So I'm basically living the dream.
Yeah, I gotta be honest though. Like when she walked into the office, like I needed to ice her. Okay, her energy was so off the chain. I remember, like it was like a bad drug trip. Like she was so quick and so focused, and I was like, I mean, I made her like my third call of session runners. I bumped her down under people that weren't even that good because she terrified me. Like she
But
was
Steven, when I came into your company, there was no email. Like
true.
there were some systems that needed to be put in place. Let's
For
just say
real,
that.
absolutely. But like she came in like a whirling dervish and just like and
Pew. Yeah.
it just grew on me, and it just became like it's so crazy how much we connected. Like I can't remember. Sarah used to work a bartending job as well on the weekends. And, when Izzy was a little baby, Alex and I, when I was married, we'd go to Oliver and Bonacini's and she'd give us free booze. We'd walk out of there. It's like, 12.
No, I charge them for their booze.
Yeah, sorry, Oliver and Bonacini. She charged us for everything. We'd walk out of there just like lit. And it's like 11:30 in the morning. And like, we would just hang out all the time. Like it was crazy. So, and then she came and then continue, Sarah, because there's more to your story than that. What did you do before? Like, what about all the theater shit you did?
I toured North America and Europe, and we've discussed it. A bunch of kids musicals, but yeah, I had a great time. I loved what I did as an actor. I mean, my niche, I had the best time ever. I feel very satisfied. I have no desire to be in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, all we cast now is we do a couple TV series, blah, 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 commercials. All I booked when I was an actor was I didn't like commercials. I was useless. TV and film, I was horrible. All I did was voice work in musical theater, and we don't cast theater and we don't cast voice work. So what the heck?
Yeah. Crazy.
Okay. And what about you, Steven? Like, what is your origin story?
It's really funny. I fell ass backwards into this. This was definitely not something that I grew up wanting to do. As many of you know, my mom, was a casting director for over 40 years. My dad's a broadcaster. So I kind of grew up in the industry, but I was working, I finished, I left university, and I got a job at Q107, and I started working in morning radio and just writing comedy and doing crank calls and stuff. And then I moved over to TSN, and I was writing off the record with a guy named George, Strombo, who was just incredible talent. Like, I mean, the guy was so talented. He did no work and he just shined. Like, it was insane. And then I started pitching TV shows, and that was kind of like my lane. And then I just started directing sessions for my mom, Gloria. And I just kind of fell ass backwards into it. I was really poor, to be honest. I wasn't making ends meet. I started to have a steady paycheck. And I kind of got to that point in my life where I was like, forget the creativity. I'd rather have stability. I was also a child actor. I was terrible. And then I went back to it in my 20s. I was terrible. I mean, I was like everybody, like a lot of the actors that we deal with, like I was just nervous. I was scared. I couldn't control my nerves. It was awful for me. So, but again, I'm really blessed with the people that I've met in the industry, and I've been doing it this long because I couldn't do it without them. So it certainly wasn't something that I wanted to do growing up. That's for sure.
It's interesting. Like, I've been an actor for 30 years, and now my team's in LA, but I was in Toronto for the whole time. And I remember all the commercial houses and everything, and Jigsaw and Powerhouse.
Yeah.
And I knew your mother. I auditioned for your mother all the time. But then all of a sudden, I kept hearing Steven Mann. I was like, Gloria has a son, and then I kept hearing and then all of a sudden it was just like Mann Casting all the time, but it was like the next generation. It's like something shifted where, in my view, you guys kind of just like took over Toronto commercial casting. Like, how did that happen?
I don't know. Well, first, I want to address something in the comments. It says, beautiful trans couple of women. Now, I just want to say, like, I haven't
comments. I don't even know how to use this.
I haven't fully transitioned. Am I wearing wedges? Yes.
Right.
But I'm not trans. But thank you.
But you're beautiful either way.
You're beautiful, Sarah. Bobby, I always felt like I had the same work ethic and energy that Sarah has back then. I was also significantly younger. I mean, if you want to be successful, like it's, you got to attack it. You got to go after it. I would do favors for people. it was a different business back then. And we can go into this a little bit later in the conversation, how the business has changed so much from back then, but like, and it really has, but it was just about like what you put in is what you get out. And I attacked it, and I went from like literally, I hope kids aren't watching this, but I was like a wake and baker, like back then, writing comedy. Like I was lazy. And then I just like became addicted to work. And it was shocking to me. I was up early. I was doing everything. I couldn't stop. Yeah.
Well, it worked. And Sarah, what was your role in really building and shaping that business?
I really do give like 102% on absolutely everything I do. I work, like I've been at this office since 7 a.m. I won't be leaving anytime soon. I'm up at 5 working, answering emails. I care. So I really think that we did build some clients just because like I love what I do and I take it quite seriously. And I think it really shows in my work.
And I'll be honest, like a lot of the clients that we currently have, like for example, we did a job today with Partners, and the executive and owner of Partners is a gentleman by the name of Gigi, and he used to be my mother's line producer. So it's like a real relationship driven business, right? Like, I mean, the people that I'm working with today, I've known for 25 years. It's crazy. So I mean,
we love some of our directors. We cast their films, we cast their short films, we cast their PSAs. Like we're very proud of the work they do, and we're very proud to be a part of it. Some of the agencies, like their creative's amazing. Like it's a beautiful thing to be a part of, and we we built some great relationships, and I would, I really appreciate and feel really happy.
Yeah, Sarah's kind of going through what I went through towards the beginning, where like I was at the office till 9 o'clock every night. Do you know what I mean? That was crazy. Like it was like when I was married, my wife was like, "What do you really do this? Like, are you a casting director? Or are you doing something else? Like, you're never home." Right. And it really, and this is one of the issues that as I get as an elder statesman in the industry, there's no boundaries, right? Like Sarah, and I get emails, at any time, at 11 o'clock on a Sunday night. Time sensitive jobs. I mean, it doesn't
911. Yeah.
It doesn't stop.
And with the new like pandemic and this new world, now your work is always with you. So now I'm a better mother and wife. I don't have dinner every night at the office, but I usually have 2 laptops going, one Zoom on at least while I have dinner with my family, but at least I'm sort of there.
It's a lot, Bobby. It really is a lot.
But this is why you're so successful. Okay. Actually, let me just jump in for a second. So this is a reminder to the audience. Throughout the show, we're taking questions from the audience. So if you have questions, put them in the chat. And at the end of the show, we are going to be giving away a one-on-one virtual consultation with Mann Casting. So if you want to enter this contest, go to the live interview on eBoss Canada's Facebook page, enter the hashtag Mann Casting.
Yeah, and we'll be in swimsuits for that consultation. I promise.
Okay. Well, now everyone just left the chat.
Right. No, I don't blame them. Here's something interesting that I actually wanted to bring up. It's sort of a real non sequitur, but one of the things that I'm learning, because the business is changing, this is a really good heads up for actors. You need to be really careful with your social media. Okay. Like we do on a lot of jobs now, we're doing criminal background checks, which we cannot control. So I think you need to be really forthright with your agent because it is happening a lot more. And,
a lot of social checks too, Stephen, where they.
Well, I'm about to get to the social checks because, like, listen, I'm a comedian by heart, and there's certain people that post their comedy online, and the world is so crazy right now, and everybody's lost their ability to laugh. Somebody may take a joke the wrong way and be like, I don't want that guy. I'm offended by that joke, but it's just comedy, and they'll lose a gig. And we've seen it happen, and you have to just be very careful. Like not daily, but like if you go to a job and you have a recall or you're put on hold, just quickly go. Only for comedy stuff specifically, like go to your Facebook page or your Instagram page and just make sure there's nothing that would piss off anybody, right? Just to be safe, because I don't think it's fair. But like that's all we can do is warn you. But it is present. It is happening.
Can you give examples? Like what's crossing the line?
Oh shit, Sarah, what do you think?
So this is my take on it, because I'm not a really social media person, as you can tell. Like I have about 4 followers. When people are like, hey, I want getting all tattooed, or I'm going to dye my hair bright purple, I want to pierce my whole face. that is going to gain you jobs and lose you jobs, right? Like sometimes we need a fully tatted person. Sometimes we need like a average Walmart mom who's not fully tatted, whatever. Same with your social media. Sometimes it's going to gain you stuff because you're out there and whatever. Sometimes it won't. So I always feel the most important thing is if you need to say what you need to say and it makes you really happy and fulfills you as a human, then you do that and know that it may gain you some jobs, it may lose you some jobs. Like we did one for, I won't say what company, because blah, 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 for let's just call it a credit card company. And we were casting a drag queen, an amazing drag queen. It was an amazing commercial. And anyways, they did a social media scrub and they made me call the drag queen and be like, in 1992, when you said my popping pussy, like, can you please remove that? Like, so they went through everything. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, or when you say you want to fuck her grandma, like, so stuff like that, if that's what comes up, I guess, in a social, sorry, this is probably, I shouldn't have said that on this live
No,
stream.
that's fine. But
that's the stuff that came up, that red flag. So I just called this amazing queen and I was like, hey, you know, like they want to book you, but please remove fucking someone's grandma.
And then
So
there was that job,
example.
Sarah, where there was like the comedian that did that sort of spoof on either was Viagra or something. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Initials JH, and they were really upset. And I'm like, guys, it's like a parody spot. Like you cannot hold him accountable that he's going to ruin your brand. Like it's a TV commercial. He's
usually frown on porn. We've had a few where they're like, we did a deep dive and they're in some racy porn, but not ideal. So that's not always the best. But also if it makes you happy, then live your truth. And
but this is a good conversation, right? Because, you know, social media is becoming a larger and larger part of the acting ecosystem. And so people, I think, are trying to find that balance. Like, what is the balance?
It's hard. I just always say, like, whatever makes you feel like a whole wonderful human, then I support you. And your whole life can't be like, I'm only going to do stuff that will help me get jobs, you know, like you do you. And just know that I guess they are looking. So, but, you know, I would never try to, you know, put you in a box. And
I just kind of feel being as authentic as possible. Like, for example, there's one actress who I really like. Her name is Taylor, and I believe she has alopecia. And sometimes she'll come in with a wig, and sometimes she won't. And I said to her, I was out at our film festival event, and I said, you know what? Don't wear the wig. When you come in, you look beautiful. It separates you. You're just different. Like be your authentic self. And you know, they're either going to love it or they're not. And you know, I say that to everybody, like just be yourself. I mean, we do a lot of commercials. I mean, there's a lot of bullshit involved. You know, there's not a ton of acting sometimes. There's nothing to sink your teeth into. There's no scene studies. Sometimes there's not even lines. So just be your authentic self. And that means bringing good energy into the room, giving off, like we all know, like when we walk into a room, if somebody has that energy that we're not feeling, just focus on that. Like just make people like you and, you know, and be like non-threatening and chill. And when you're out of the room, leave it in the room, like whatever. Like it's over.
And our job, me and Steven's job is we prep the jobs, then the job happens. And then at the end is where we come to shine. We go in and we have to talk them through each talent. Like, what do you know about Bobby? What do you know about Steven?
We sell the shit out of talent.
Like, and that's what we do. And it is so easy. Like, I love so many actors. It is so easy for me to talk up people like they are Meryl Streep. You know, I see a lot of theater. I see a lot of comedy. I feel really confident in my knowledge of Toronto's community. But if you are not very nice, and you know, my assistants say you were really not nice, or we get a call from set, it's really hard for me to be like, yeah, pick Bobby. You have a great 2 days on set when you were, you know, quite mean to our session runners. So
right.
And we've also had producers call us, you know, that, you know, actor A is on set and acting inappropriate or speaking to the women inappropriately. And you know,
demanding that.
We've had people in casting sessions that sort of speak to the director in a sort of frustrated tone. And it's like, yeah, like Natasha said here in the comments, like, be kind, right? Like, we're not splitting the atom here. Like, it's really simple. I mean, I think people put too much into the commercial world. Like, long format films, you know, sitcoms, TV shows, completely different thing. completely different. What we do, it's like showcase yourself, be yourself. Not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to like me, right? Like it, whatever, but just put your best foot forward. And when you leave it behind. Don't, if you fuck up, then you fuck up. So what?
Well, speaking of putting your best foot forward,
Yeah.
you guys are putting your best foot forward because you've got a nice charity event. There's
Yeah.
your segue. Why don't
Yeah,
you give us a little plug?
This is all I want to talk about.
Run with this, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty cool what you're doing.
It's not just me. So first of all, this came, Steven has always been the best thing I can say about Steven. I can say a lot of good things. I can say some bad things. No, just joking. The best thing I can say about Steven is he is the most generous, kind person ever. He will give you the shirt off his back. When we're doing jobs, if they don't have enough money, he will take money out of casting to pay the actors. Like Steven will work for free to, anyway, it doesn't matter. But he started, so the Red Door Shelter we're really connected with. Steven did all these Christmas events, Thanksgiving events, tables of giving, really connected. We're in the East End, our office in the East End. We're very into the shelters of the East End. Then the lovely Shasta from Jigsaw, hashtag Shasta, did this shoebox project where you make a box worth $50 and they're all given to unhoused women and non-binary humans in our shelter system.
Yeah.
So then the pandemic happened, blah, blah, blah. And then last year we sort of took it over from Shasta with her blessing and did 200 boxes. This year I thought, why not make this entire office crazy? So we are doing and guaranteeing 1,000 shoe boxes. We are supporting all the East End shelters. And we are also doing 1,000 toys for multiple shelters around the system. And the Red Door Shelter this year is doing a giving tree. So instead of being like, hey, you're a 14-year-old boy, here's a G.I. Joe, they can pick whatever they want. So every day we've raised money, and us and Minor Details and the help of so many sponsors, we're fulfilling all those wishes as well. So it's a wonderful time.
Yeah.
Like the whole industry came together, producers, actors, directors.
It's been fantastic. Sarah literally has run point on this and has done what a blessing what you've done, Sarah. It's
so if anyone has, and they're around Mann Casting, has any empty shoe boxes, random wrapping paper, deodorant, toothpaste, anything like that, we'll take it and we'll make sure it gets to the shelter system. Our big event is December 7th. And it's going to be a rockin' party.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I mean, it just feels good to give back. And it's just one of those things because, before we came live, I'll just be very transparent. Bobby and I were having a very candid conversation, with the state of the world and just how fragmented this community as far as actors has become because we all have different views and we all are different. And I mean, it's been really difficult. So when you do something like this, it's like you just unite, over giving. And I think...
Do you see all those sponsors though? Like, look how many sponsors. And that doesn't even mention like Leslieville, like I posted on Leslieville Facebook group, random beautiful strangers come in and they're like, I've got shoe boxes, I've got stuff, not even in our industry. And I mean, it blows. If you ever feel sad about the world, do a charity event and you'll see how wonderful humans are and everyone wants to help and you'll just feel happy all the time.
Yeah, and look, this is why I wanted to bring attention to it. It's amazing. It's you're helping people, you're building community, and look, Steven and I, like, real talk, like we were having a conversation. Like, there's real challenges happening in the world today, But I do think that, like I'm about to start a new television series, and my favorite thing to do is to highlight these really interesting people doing really interesting things. And when I had a chance, to interview you guys, I jumped at it because I was like, oh yeah, like I'm a big fan of yours and how you built your business. And I didn't know some of this cool stuff that you're doing. So to me, as someone who's been part of this industry for 3 decades, I look at you as leaders and I go, thank you. Because even though things are hard right now, like you're leading.
Well, we're trying. Listen, as you know, I've been very isolated. The world is a very scary place. I used to be out there and doing interviews all the time. I put such a high premium on my privacy now because the world is really screwed. Like, we've lost our ability to not only laugh, but we've also lost our ability to agree to disagree peacefully. And it really is very troubling. I'm a very sensitive person. But anyways, let's pivot back to industry things. There was a question.
Well, let me like combine them because we're just talking, but I don't think that the industry and what you just said are like separate boxes, right? Because I think a lot of people are having these challenges. And I think a lot of people, they don't know, like that social media conversation. How much can I say? How much can I be myself? Can I have this opinion? What if I disagree? And what is the common element is like, well, guess what, guys? Like we're all a community,
Yeah.
right? We all have these opinions, but we need to come together so that we can work together and figure this stuff out. So like how does that work? Like what do you think we need to do to rebuild that community?
Oh God, Bobby. I mean, I really don't know. I've never seen more division in humanity in my life, and I'm
Right.
in my late 20s now. It's just
I was going to say 25
yeah,
max, but I'm
25.
surprised.
It's very heartbreaking. I don't know. I think social media, like I used to love to post shit on Facebook, but it became so toxic.
Mm.
I had to get off of it. I just think, forget, our community, but in life, like I said, I think we all need to learn to agree to disagree, and that relationships and friendships are not predicated on necessarily one political view, because normally that's not the backbone of any relationship. You could have a best friend and then all of a sudden you find out he's anti-abortion 10 years later. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I'm not anti, like whatever, like, it doesn't matter. Like, we've lost the ability to be kind to each other. There's so much anger. And I just think social media is very dangerous.
Mm.
I really do. I hate it.
Oh, so
I just post thank you to all of our sponsors and pictures of my baking and then my son. So I live in a rosy tinted unicorn sparkle, and I love the world. You know what I mean? I can separate. I don't know. I
can't, Bobby.
Yeah.
Like, I see the pain in people's faces every day. I know that there's a lot of people hurting and a lot of people that are in pain, and it really breaks my heart. And I'm one of those people. I mean, it sucks. It really sucks, but I don't have an answer. All I can do is guide my own behavior.
It's really interesting. And look, we're getting really positive comments in the chat. So again, if you have questions for Steven or Sarah or both of them, just post your questions.
Yeah. One person posted something about, like, what do we look for in an actor? This is important. For me personally, especially in the commercial world, I can't stress to you comedy enough. Comedy is so important. Second City classes. Like, when I see somebody, if you learn comedic timing, you don't have to be the class clown to be funny. Everybody's got everyone's made their friends laugh, their families laugh. It's just tapping into that beat in a commercial, the timing, and learning how to craft it. When I see Second City on a resume, and yes, we do read resumes, it is the most important thing. If I see that you've done Second City, even if it's level 1,
or Bad Dog or other amazing, is
totally
improv.
Anything comedy, like, do it. Not only will you network and meet people that are really funny, and it's a really wholesome and fun environment, you're going to learn how to make people laugh. It's the biggest thing. If you can do comedy, you can do anything.
Yeah, he does. He really does. He reads every new person's resume and is always looking. And you take a lot of chances on people. And so I will say something about how the industry's changed a little bit. Yeah. The pandemic, obviously terrible, blah, blah, people died, but, and it's awful. But if you could see a positive that came from it, because I always try and look for the positive, the industry has really changed. And now self-tapes are here to stay. Self-tapes round 1. Steven and I can take a lot more risks, see a lot more tapes, meet a lot more people, watch a lot more. And so it's really great for people starting out. Also, you can watch your tapes. If you take anything from what I say today, it's watch your tapes. You are seeing what we are seeing. If your audio's out of sync, if you're extremely bored, so are we. And your agents, if you have agents, are now also getting to know you. When I was an actor 100 years ago, not my first agent's DaCosta Talent, who I still adore. My second agent's no name mentioned. I don't think she knew me at all because she never saw me audition. She'd always send me for this and that. And I was like, this isn't me. Your agents are getting to know you a lot better too. Yeah. That's kind of wonderful. But we do see, and Steven has an eye. You have discovered so many nuggets from agents that maybe aren't the most wonderful.
Yeah, exactly. Like, here's the thing. Like, to me, the biggest win for an actor is not the booking, it's the callback. Okay.
Mm.
Like, for example, Sarah and I both, we both share our nuggets, we call them, right? Like, we found a nugget. It's somebody like, there's this one woman at an agency that has been submitted for the last few years and never brought her in, took a chance. She got a recall, brought her in on the next job, brought her in on the next job. It's like, because sometimes it's not just my perspective as the casting director or Sarah's perspective as the casting director, it's how the clients feel. If the clients are digging you, that's way more important than our opinion, right? At the end of the job, we want the job done. So when you get a recall, even if you don't book the job, I'm telling you, I can only speak for us. I'm assuming other casting directors are the same. It's on our radar. Like, when you get a recall, it's on our radar. You will be back again.
And if you're being brought in by the same casting director, especially in long format, where like when we do long format, we can only see a few options per role, even for commercials, being brought in by the same casting director over and over and over again, please celebrate that, because I wouldn't be like, Bobby, your McDonald's audition was horrible. Let's bring you in for Subway.
Right,
Still really bad. We are, not me and Steven, because we're quite busy, but Dan and Ashley are literally watching every single tape that comes. They will red flag, stop bringing them in, Sarah, stop bringing them in, Steven. So if you're being brought in over and over again, we 100% believe in you.
Absolutely.
What about tapes versus live? I mean, I'm a theater trained actor. I love coming in person. I was at Mann Casting all the time, but now everything is self-tapes. Is this the new way? Is there going to be an opportunity?
Round one, yes.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, it's so strange. I don't know how we used to facilitate the volume of work that we do. I don't know how we did it, because there's no way I could do the volume that we do now. Now, the advantages are that, yes, we can present a lot more people, but Sarah sometimes will say to me, Steven, don't carpet bomb them, or and she'll vet my selects. You know what I mean?
I didn't know you knew that. Sometimes I just uncheck when I think you're not looking.
I know exactly everything. I know exactly what's going on. But I respect her eye. I respect her knowledge. But it does give us that advantage. I think in-person callbacks are the best. Like, I love it. And plus, it gives us the opportunity to see our friends, right?
And to mix and match and chemistry test. And I'm always honest with agents. Always honest. So-and-so's here. Can they Zoom? If I think the Zoom will work just as great, of course we'll say sure. If I know, first of all, the director hates Zoom, or we're really trying to see chemistry, whatever, I'll say, like, you can Zoom, but you're not going to book it. And we know what works on Zoom and what doesn't. So in studio is always best, but the great actors are working. Like, so I can't be like, sorry, you're shooting in Winnipeg, fly back in. Of course we make it work.
Sure. And that's not to say that those people don't ever book. Obviously, if it's an in-person recall, it's always best to attend. But yeah, people, like, listen, there are certain people that like live in Ottawa or Windsor. And it's like, I'm not going to tell you to drive all the way in to be rejected. And that's
sometimes sometimes I'm honest with the Ottawa people. I'm like, I get it. And I wouldn't drive my son in, but I'm telling you, they will not book it. We have some directors, Steven, we know them. They are not watching a Zoom. They won't. No names mentioned.
So there's a complexity, right? It's like, so self-tapes, round one, pretty standard, right? But then round two, it's interesting because it creates opportunities, but also these problems, because you can self-tape, you get the recall, but if you live too far to come in live, you probably aren't going to get the job.
Lock format's easier because it's a lock shot. Like on Mayday and stuff, we'll Zoom people. We get it. Sometimes with commercials are weird, and sometimes
commercials, there's a little bit more movement and exactly what Sarah said, like a lock shot, a good script, a good performance down the barrel or just off camera. Like, that's different than a 15-second SOC commercial, right? Like, it's a completely different game. It's totally different.
Talking about community, when I started my career, I got to know you and all the other casting directors and many agents. And to me, it was a tighter community, partly because I'm auditioning in person. I'm talking to the receptionist. I'm talking to the assistants. I'm to grow into casting directors, all of these things. There's a whole ecosystem. It seems to me a bit of that is lost for the next generation through the self-tape process. Like, how does a new actor, because there's a lot of new actors who watch us here, how do they build the relationships with a Sarah, with a Steven, with Ashley, with some of the people that you're talking about, if they're just making tapes and sending them in?
Well, listen, we're not looking to necessarily add to our immediate circle of friends where we hang
Right,
out.
right.
I'm looking
Come
for
in.
friends.
Yeah, come in, say hello, say goodbye, say thank you, just the way you would act in life. We notice that. I mean,
Right.
listen, there are certain people that have been coming in for years that have never said hello to me.
What?
I'll still bring them in. Oh, fuck yeah. And I think it's terrible. I mean,
I'm out and about. I'm out and
There
about
is,
more. I see as much as I can with my son now, but like I see is every Second City show, as many comedy shows as I can. People invite me to stuff. I go see everything I can. I try to go to every TIFF event. Like
he really does.
I'm around. So talk with you. I mean, I have very few friends. I got Steven.
Yeah, no, we're very accessible. Honest to God. Like,
Yeah.
come in and say hello. Like, we're good with that. And show up, don't miss auditions. And the things that piss off casting directors are like, we go and book you, and then all of a sudden you didn't tell your agent that, oh, I'm going to be on vacation, then I can't shoot the spot. And that still happens. And then we're recasting, and it's out of our dime, right? Like, we're paying for it because you fucked up. We don't punish you, but if it happens more than once, we'll take a break. Absolutely, we'll take a break. We're only human.
And look, let me remind anyone in the chat, this is a good chance. And look, Sarah and Steven are being very honest, and not everyone who I interview on this podcast is as honest as you.
real.
So we really appreciate it.
Swear words, and I feel bad. If I
Oh,
offended
no.
anyone with the social text story about, please know that I'm a good person.
Well, look, first of all, swearing is a sign of intelligence, actually. Look it up.
Right.
And but also I think it's nice to to take off the mask, because this is who you are. This is who Steven and Sarah are, right?
Yeah.
And so if you have questions and you have because there's a lot of young actors or new actors who are trying to get real answers to this stuff, type it in the chat. If you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, wherever you are, and we're going to try to get to as many of these things as we can.
And just remember, this is a tough business. I don't want to rain on anybody's parade, but I've been in it my whole life. I don't have a ton of friends. I have a ton of friends that are in the industry, but I don't have a ton of friends that are self-sufficient financially from this business. Okay. It's hard. We're in Canada. There's no star system. It's hard. And I've always stressed from my first time speaking, live to people, create your own vehicle. You can monetize a YouTube page, or I don't fuck with TikTok, but a lot of people do. There's so many opportunities for you to present yourself and what you are passionate about that have nothing to do with Mann Casting. We're just another branch, right? It's a hard business. God damn it, it's a tough business.
Let me ask you a question. I have no idea where this is going to go, but I asked every guest this. What about AI? What do you think about AI in our business?
I don't know enough about it. All I know is every job that comes in, and Sarah will back me on this, I don't fuck with it. I'm just afraid because
the only time we do, Steven, the only time we've made an exception.
The different languages.
Yes, right? Steven will, no way, absolutely not. No. Sometimes if it's hey, this is also going to air somewhere else, they may AI your mouth to do a different language. That's the only time we're okay, and we put it on our breakdown and we're very clear. And if someone's really not into it, respectable. But we won't let your image be used in other things. Steven is extremely careful and very
we're both very pro actor, and we're also pro client, right? One of the toughest things about the lockout and everything is we're always stuck in the middle of a divorce between two parties that haven't settled their shit, and we're just sitting there waiting for them to settle it. When the lockout happened, Sarah and I, especially me, we're taking a lot of shit. It was our fault that we're still doing non-union work. We always did non-union work before any of this shit went down. Back in the day when I started, it was always, sometimes it was 60-40 non-union to union, always. So, it's frustrating that people don't get it and are holding us accountable. And we're doing our very best because we don't have a lot of power. We are pawns. We need to provide for our families and do the best job we can, keep the actors happy and let them know that we're lobbying for them, and keep our clients happy to understand that we understand where they're coming from too. It's a terrible position that we're in right now.
It's interesting because I think, especially newer actors, I think more senior actors get it, but I think that they see casting directors as these gatekeepers, and they don't humanize them we're really you're kind of always caught in the middle of industry politics whenever there's any kind of shift.
We're no fucking gatekeepers, dude. I'm a father. Sarah's a mother. A sister.
And we're all even, like we're all a team. We're in this together. Like we need agents need actors, we need actors, and we're all always auditioning too. Like it's not like we're guaranteed that we're always working too. We're always sort of like bidding on jobs. Directors are always auditioning for jobs. We're all in this crazy industry together, and we're all even, and we're all needed. Or it would just not work. So
yeah, we can't do our jobs without you, and you can't have the opportunities without us. That old fucking, the old stereotypes, the casting couch and we're casting directors and you shouldn't talk to us. No, absolutely. We're just like you.
Yeah.
This is my job. It's what I do for a living. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. I don't power trip. I don't think I treat people, I judge people by their character, and then they're acting. To be honest.
Right. Well, that's your job.
You know what I mean? But like,
there's a lot of good actors. We're very, very, very blessed.
This city is so rich in talent, both union and non-union. There is so much talent in this city. We're very blessed.
And look, we're getting a lot of amazing comments in the chat, and people, I think, just they're shouting out your honesty, right? They're shouting out your passion.
I'll keep it real, man. Like, I ain't shit. I'm trouble.
And I would say the kids in Toronto are better than anywhere else. Like, even when we can open it up to the States, LA, whatever, the kids in Toronto are like, so I'm excited for the future. Like my mind is blown by the youth talent in our city.
I will say this, I've been based in LA now for 4 years. And, in Toronto, everyone's like, oh, you got to get to LA, you got to get to LA, it is so much more competitive there. Yeah. And it's so much harder to get a job there. It's people are vicious. There's less community. Like, it's really made me appreciate Toronto really does have everything you need to be a working actor.
It does, but it just doesn't have the sustainability. I mean, we all know about the cost of living, right? We all know about inflation. It's hard to put food on the table. I mean, it's a tough gig. And that's why, again, I go back to like create your own vehicle. I mean, if you love to act and you love to perform, if you love makeup or sports or music, do a podcast, do a food review, do a this, do a that. Start slow, build an audience organically on YouTube, monetize it. Like, we are, again, just a small branch in the tree. And people need to realize that, like, we are not the gatekeepers, okay? You're the gatekeeper. You are completely in control of your own career. Make it happen for yourself. Lean on us. We'll open the door. We'll bring you in. But at the end of the day, if you really want to be successful or create something special, it's going to be you and you alone.
And you can get a one-on-one virtual consultation. If say, I think the hashtag is #Mann Casting. Make sure you go to our the eBoss site and put that in there.
Look, one other thing out there.
Yeah, go for it.
Listen, I'm old school, right? Like, I'm an elder statesman, and I'm not great. Like, I learned how to put music on my Instagram post, which is really fun, and I can change the filter.
I still don't know how to do that.
Okay, I totally respect that. But like, for all of you that are watching, do me a favor, learn how to create the post properly, build an audience, and then it ties into like your podcast or your this or your that. Like, I have, I have friends that like are so astute at social media posting and tagging and all that shit that their audience, like, I'll look at their audience from like a year ago to today, and it's crazy. Like, I don't need that. I'm not looking to do that. But for you guys, learn how to do it. Learn how to utilize.
Like, you're talking to me directly. I should learn how to do that.
You got a good gig and you're going nowhere.
Okay.
But I'm talking about like people that, if you want to start a podcast or a food review or a makeup review or a music review, whatever, like, learn how to post it properly, because like, the algorithms are so fucked on Instagram, right? Like, they really follow your interest. So learn how to do it. I don't know how. I have no interest, but you guys have to if that's what you want.
Let me ask you a question. As casting directors, like, are you tracking people's socials? Like, is that something that factors in or not?
No,
Not for me. Like I'm tracking
No.
people's shows. Like I like to see you live, but I'm not really good. My
Yeah.
husband calls me a Luddite or something. I don't know how, or
Luddite. Oh yeah, yeah.
I
Like you
don't
reject technology.
yes, like
Right.
basically I have like a 7-year-old and I'm like, how do I hashtag, like I can barely turn on
Yeah.
my phone.
I go to people's houses with binoculars outside, but I don't follow social media.
Okay,
Like
so that was you because I
it
I
was
thought
me.
it was you, but
It
I
was
was.
me, and you looked absolutely ravishing.
Thank you.
The only time we actually tune into anything specifically social media is when one of our clients like highlights it for us, like, oh, this guy said that, and that's again, I go back to it, like, just be careful. Like if you don't want
Okay.
to be in show business, go hog
So
wild.
it's mostly a negative thing. So what you're saying, it's not that they're like
Well,
recruiting through socials. It's like they're
there are,
flagging to
but
see
we
what
avoid
you've screwed
them.
up.
Like me and
Exactly.
Steven are, as you can tell from this conversation, we are not great social media people. When we get a job where they want an influencer, Steven and I are very good about knowing what we're good at and what we're
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
And we pass off jobs. There's amazing other casting directors in the
God, yeah.
city who are so much better at stuff than we are. And there's stuff that we're better at than they're at. So when they do ask for influencers, we gracefully bow out and say,
Same with real people. There's a ton of real people casting. I'm too old for that shit. I can't.
we don't thrive. We don't thrive, and others do.
Yeah.
You want comedy?
Right.
We got you. You
Yeah.
know, strong acting, we rock. But
Right.
yes, a lot of times they will ask, they want someone with a certain number of followers and this and that, and it's just not our lane, but it's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
See, this is useful information for actors because especially what I found with the next generation, there's so many mixed messages. They don't really know how to get a job. And so people they're learning from their friends and they're just trying to I can see it. They're just trying to take pictures of themselves. They're just trying to do the thing or get followers. And here we are with two of the top casting directors in the city, and you don't even check.
I've got 4 followers. One of them is my husband's aunt. My son has a YouTube page. I'm trying to get followers. Okay.
Right.
I don't
Listen,
know
good
if you have to make
headshots, comedy training, having an agent helps. You know, that's how we'll bring you in. And again, we are not the holy grail. Like coming in for us and even booking a job for us, it's going to pay your heat and hydro for the month, which is great. But we're not going to change your life. We are just a small spoke in the wheel. That's all we are.
Let's talk about trends in the industry generally. And again, positive, negative, whatever we want. I know you're going to be
positive.
honest.
Our industry is getting awesome.
I like negative.
I'll do the positive. You can do the negative.
Well, you don't have to pick either one, but if you want to do that, but where do you think we're at in our industry, and where are we going moving forward?
Oh shit.
There was some positivity. So I've been doing this now with Steven a long time. Back in the
Right.
day, families were a man, a woman, and 2 kids, and they were usually of the same ethnicity. And we would see white families between 4 to 5. And I'm not to be, this is 15 years ago. Now every family, open gender, we're happy to see non-binary people for every role. Actors with disabilities, it used to be 15 years ago, we're doing a PSA. We'd love to see some actors in wheelchairs.
Exactly.
Not anymore. Now it's like, if we're doing a McDonald's commercial, we don't bring in people in wheelchairs. Of course we would. Like everyone, non-binary people eat at McDonald's, people in wheelchairs eat at McDonald's, same-sex couples, and families now are beautiful. It looks like Canada. There's mixed race. There's mixed gender. Like it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So I will say finally our industry is matching real life, and it makes my heart sing, Steven.
And that also addresses the question that Midhun wrote. I mean, does the script, involve enough multicultural? Well, listen, we don't do a ton of scripts. You may have 1 to 2 lines tops in a 30-second spot. There's very few 60-second spots. We even shoot 6-second spots. But yeah, inclusion and diversity is always it's always been there, and it's more prominent now.
Right. Okay. And what about other trends in the Canadian entertainment industry? Like what change do you see or do you wish that we would have?
I got another positive thing.
Okay.
So the pandemic, Broadway shut down, Stratford shut down, Shaw Festival shut down, commercials kept going. I always thought 20 years ago when I first started as an assistant for different casting directors. Oh, it's the pretty people who book commercials, blah, blah, blah.
No.
It is not. The most talented people book it. Truthful, beautiful acting transcends from Shakespeare to a McDonald's spot.
Yeah.
King Lear couldn't do Stratford anymore. King Lear was in our commercial. We got like Shalina Kennedy, who starred in every Broadway show in our commercials. You know, we like it's Louise Petre, who I don't speak French beautifully. Louise Petre, who is like maybe Canada's Barbara Streisand. She is amazing. She did an SOC bank commercial for us in the middle of the pandemic. I was like, do you know who this is? And she's just a gorgeous actor. Beautiful, truthful acting is trending and always will be trending. And that's who books commercials. It's talent.
It's talent. It's performance, right?
And truthful, real, a slice of life, real.
And
that's what we
preparation,
want.
right? Like we've said this so many times, Sarah, you and I have said this 1,000 times. So if you're going in for a commercial audition, double down with your agent because they're human beings. They're managing a lot of people. Make sure you know what the wardrobe is. Make sure you ask, is there a script? There's so many times that people come into our office and they're like, oh, I didn't get the script, or my agent didn't send me the script. Listen, it's both of your faults. It's more you because you're your career. Make sure you know to ask my agent, is there a script? Any wardrobe notes? Is there a revised script even? We get revisions the day before. Just shit that you can do to be more prepared. The more prepared you are, the better off you are.
Watch, if you have a McDonald's audition, a Subway audition, I don't know why I'm all about fast food, a not fast food commercial. Watch other commercials like on YouTube. Unless they've done a dramatic change where it's a brand new ad agency, you'll get their vibe. You can always ask us who the director is. We'll tell you. They all have reels online. Watch them. You'll see people like gravitate towards some different things. Just kind of see their vibe. Of course, when you go to your audition, be you, be truthful you. Don't try and put on what you think they want to see. They want to see your authentic self. But the more tools you have in your toolkit, like watch the director's reel. Why not? They all have them.
Sarah, here's a question. Somebody asked, do you prefer a beginning or like a tail slate?
There's no good answer to this question.
Yeah.
Every casting director, if they say it, do what they say in the self-tape instructions. Some of our directors are adamant must be a tail slate. We put it in the self-tape. Sometimes we don't put it. I like a slate at the beginning because then I get what I need right away. Do you have a valid passport? Blah, blah, blah. My husband, who processes all the tapes, likes a tail slate. So there's no right answer unless it's said in the self-tape notes. Please, please, please follow the instructions.
So somebody wrote, about her son with the self-tapes. So first of all, Dan wrote a wonderful, almost like an article on our website with regards to tips for self-taping. And it is so thorough and it is so well thought out. Sarah's husband, Dan, is a phenomenal actor, especially commercially. He gets it. And what I say about commercials, I always said this, it's the art of doing nothing well. Sometimes, right? It's the art of doing nothing well. Like people get in there and they're just so anxious to do something, but sometimes there's just nothing. There's just nothing. It's a subtle reaction. If you take a bite of a spicy chicken nugget, you're not going to be like, holy shit. Like it's small. Everything is subtle. Please listen to me, guys. In commercials, everything is subtle. There's not a lot of acting sometimes. It's just being you and being small and real and subtle.
But check out our website, www.manncasting.com.
There's some really good information on there.
After Dan processed like 2,500 self-tapes, probably more. And this was in the pandemic, work from home. He'd wear headphones and he would just be going to the computer. No, why? Come on. You're better than that. You're better than that. I'm like, what is going on? He's like, this, that. I'm like, hey, write it all down and let's just share after you've seen tapes for 6 months straight. So they wrote a lighting, tips, tricks, blah, blah. It's worth a read.
If you don't so just very quick, if you don't like your self-tape, do it again or don't send it. Put your best foot forward. If you had a bad day and you're just doing it to get it done because my agent will be pissed if I don't, just don't do it. Like this is your showcase. This is about making yourself look as good as you possibly can. Do it.
And if you have a bad audition, it's not like, oh, Mann Casting's never going to bring me in again. We will.
Of course we will. If you miss an audition, you're not punished. You're not punished at all. I don't give a shit. It's called life. Your kid's sick. your boyfriend broke up with you, the this, the that, whatever. I don't care. But just when you do it right.
And
Well,
don't leave it till the last minute. We have to reopen every single EcoCast. We counted like last year, something, anyways, probably tens of thousands of jobs since we started this EcoCast self-tape. There has not been one job, I repeat, not one job, and some days we're doing 5, that I don't have to reopen the EcoCast. I will always do it, but sometimes our directors have hit download all and are watching it on a plane, or we've sent the link, and if they don't hit refresh, they've clicked on it, nobody's seeing your tape. So I just always say, please don't leave it to the last minute. If it's due at 10, it's a steel gate trap that closes, and you can't physically upload it unless we extend the EcoCast.
Yeah.
And of course, it's a one-time your internet cuts out. So just give yourself some time.
So Sarah, this question on the screen here, does the self-tape need to be professional? Like,
it has to be, we have to see you and hear you.
Yeah.
There's going to be somebody on set who's paid a lot of money to be the DOP. There's going to be a wardrobe designer. There's going to be a makeup person. There's going to be a lighting designer and a sound engineer. It doesn't have to be the commercial, but if we can't see you or hear you, there's no point. Also, at the beginning, everyone was like, it's a pandemic. We're all in it together. It's just for a short time. Those days are over. And if your tape is shot horizontally, or you know, your framing is like this, or we get so many that were like this. Like, I've seen up so many people's noses that I used to leave them, and it's like, oh, we'll fix it in recalls. Now I hide them. If you are not, and the bar is low. If you are not hitting that bar, we cannot send it to clients, because the days of we're just figuring it out, or we figured it out.
Yeah, lighting is important. Knowing the lines is important. And, you know, like, guys, watch the self-tape before you send it in. Because if you're happy with it, then that's really the most important thing, that you're happy with it, that I'm comfortable sending this in. And if you're not, then do it again, right? Just do it again.
Right. So really, it's just about professionalism. It's sort of common sense, right?
Right. Okay. Here's a question. What's one thing actors accidentally do on self-tapes that instantly pulls you out of the moment? No, I think it's Karen. Is it Karen? Karan.
Probably saying it both.
Oh shit. We see so many self-tapes. There's nothing that really, unless it's a really funny spot. Like if we're doing like a spot where it's like karaoke and somebody's just so funny, like it'll draw us in, you know, things that'll draw us in. It's really the creative and how you tackle that creative. But in our world, there's not a lot that draws.
Except the ending. Some people will like not obviously not watch our tape, and they'll be like, they'll hear them push stop, or we think, and then they're like, oh, that was kind of shitty, but whatever. Like, that's not great.
Yeah, that's not professional.
That's not professional. We don't love that.
Yeah.
And that happens actually quite a bit, where they're like, ugh, whatever, good enough. And I'm like, oh, that's great.
Well, yeah, you're not sending the right message to the director.
And like really bad lighting. Like, I mean, my lighting not great right now, but like when people look like they're in witness protection program, or
yeah.
I mean, we've met everyone's cats. We've seen your kids run in. Like, we've been doing these self-tapes for a while.
I think Dan's document on our website will really help a lot of people.
Yeah.
Please check it. I mean, it's really thorough. It really is.
It really is.
Okay, so make sure you go to their website, because there's a lot of research and mentorship opportunities there. But so, like, speaking of research and mentorship, do you have mentors? Like, who are your mentors? Who've helped shape or inspire your journey in the business?
Larry David. Larry David.
Right.
Listen, there's nobody that, like, you know, listen, I'm a comedian at heart, and I'm a hip hop head. You know, I mean, I fell ass backwards into this. I mean, I love people. My inspiration is people and kindness, and, you know, the relationships that I really like. I used to have in this industry before the pandemic, and that's what I really miss. But there's nobody that, like, I can say, listen, I remember, you know, listening to Kim Everest, listening to Michael Stevenson, listening to Ron Leach, you know, listening to Brian Levy. These guys are all legends. Like, they came before us. We must pay respect, you know. And I would always, and the whole thing is to take their knowledge and their strengths and incorporate it and add your own flavor to it. You know what I mean? And obviously my mom, right? Like, my mom was a casting director for, like, God, like forever.
My mom is still a casting director.
My mom cast dinosaurs in one spot.
Somebody just asked about. Oh, sorry. Nope.
Yeah, go, Sarah. Go.
Someone just asked about horizontal versus vertical.
Yeah.
So this is what I will say. The way we all watch tapes are just on like laptops and stuff. So I always say like so.
Yeah.
If we're asking for a full body slate and you physically can't get it like so, no problem.
Yeah.
Here's my son. Do your slate like this and then cut and then do your beautiful tape like this. If and 4 times out of the thousands and thousands and thousands we've done where we've asked, it's like, hey, this is for Instagram, you know, please do it a la Instagram, blah, blah, blah. We will say if we want it like that. Another piece of advice. Next time you're all like, gosh, I'm not in pajamas and I feel good about myself. Please take a full body shot, front, side, back. Yeah. We ask for those so often, and sometimes we need them late at night when we're still casting, and that's the time you're in pajamas. Yeah. So it's always good to have in your back pocket a picture of you feeling attractive, full body shot.
And let's just quickly go into pictures for a quick second. Like, you know, back in the day, you know, when I first started, like we would get the RDO, which was called a registered drop-off before the internet, and like all the agents would have a deadline to put all their pictures into a manila envelope to drop off to my mother, and I would have to open them up. The paper cuts that I had were ridiculous, and we'd put Post-it notes down with, you know, the title of the character, mom, dad, son, and we'd unload them all. But now you're a thumbnail. Like you are all a thumbnail. So it's really important to have good pictures. And good pictures, again, is really subjective, right? Like people I remember back in the day when I first started, they'd be like, what's better, black and white or color? Like, I don't care. It does, well, I mean, black and white, nobody does black and white anymore. But it should capture you in your essence, who you are. If it's one headshot where like you're in the midst of laughter, I can't speak for every casting director, but I like that. Like I like the headshot to be a really true reflection of who you are. And headshots are also a lot cheaper now than when I came up in the game, right? A lot cheaper. So make sure you got good headshots that you feel good about.
Because it's all we look at. Like it's just pages and pages of thumbnails of headshots. That's what
it's your license.
Sometimes we get dizzy from looking like all night at headshots.
It's really important.
And especially if we're just starting out and we don't know you, if your headshot's not good, he's not even going to click to look on your resume.
But here's the thing, Sarah, like there are people that have been in the business for 15 years. Now, some of the ones that I know, I'll still bring them in, even though their headshots are 15, 20 years old.
Oh, longer, yeah.
But you can tell, like, the headshot is so outdated. I don't know who these people are. I don't, there's no way they look like that.
Like, I get duped a lot. I'm like, oh, we need a 7-year-old little cutie pie. And then they come in and they're like, you know. So with kids, too, I really, it should look like you. We're not saying, like, every, year spend all this money. Of course not. But it needs to be updated to be authentically you.
And look, if you're appreciating these tips and you want more, we're going to ask a couple more questions, but we're going to run this contest. We can get a one-on-one virtual consultation.
With Steven Mann.
No, right? It's with Sarah Sheps.
With Steven Mann. You just enjoy that time with Steven.
No,
it's TBA. But with Mann Casting, it'll probably be, was it Allison? Is that her name? Like there's like someone else that you can upload?
No, it'll be me and Steven. We're control freaks. I can answer Tanya's question. What's the best piece of advice you can give to parents of young children ages 3 to 5 who are hoping to break into the industry? Okay. So Tanya, I have a kid who's, I called him 7 before. He's definitely 8. He's been acting.
He's a fantastic actor though.
My kid is a good actor. Fantastic. No. He's been doing it since he was 4 weeks old, only because I'm an blah, blah, blah. My husband's an actor. This is what I can say about kids. It has to be fun. They have to enjoy what they're doing. As soon as they hate it, and we can smell that, whether it's a self-tape, whether it's a recall, when they come in and you can tell that they're only doing it for their lollipop, it doesn't really work. Give kids time. Now it's self-tapes, which is way better than in studio.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you get the audition at 4, do it at 4:05, but don't leave it to the last minute, because Henry would come home when he was, 3 from daycare and he would be miserable. So he wouldn't do his self-tapes that day. They have to be kind of in a good headspace. 3 to 5 is so young, but
so now, but even if you extend it to like 7 or 8, I think it still applies. Like the one thing about your son that I really love, I mean, his mom is a casting director and his father is a very good actor, but he doesn't give a shit.
No, that's why he books stuff, because he knows his, like you all should. He kind of knows his worth. He works really hard when he's doing it, and then he lets it go. He's only been disappointed once he didn't book something, and he hasn't booked tons of stuff. And when I just was on set with him on Brilliant Minds. I never go to set with him. I always am working. And it was neat because he acted when the camera was on, and when the camera was off, he was just a kid, and he wasn't trying to, like, when kids come in and they're like, "My name's Sarah, and I'm here to please you. I'm rehearsed because my parents told me to."
Yeah.
That is the worst way for a kid to be. It's so inauthentic. I mean, the kids should just be real, and they're kids. They're going to have bad days. They're going to have terrible auditions. They're going to come to a recall and cry and not make it in the room.
Well, they've been in the car after school and they're hungry. Some of them, like, you know, it's life, right? Like, kids are tough.
And there has to be some fun. And I like to give Henry ownership of his auditions. I let him read it all, and we kind of talk about, like, what would you do? And then we kind of do it. He's a little bit older now, so he feels like it's not just like, do what my parents say kind of thing. But the most thing I can say is they have to kind of enjoy it, make it kind of fun. And if they're miserable, take a step back. You know, they can always come back into it. But
kids have enough shit to deal with in this generation that they're in. Like honestly, like if they like, I remember my eldest son, when he was younger, I would take him for some auditions. And one time he was going for a film and he didn't get it. And he was so upset and he cried. I'm like, we're done. I didn't tell him that at the, but like, we're done. Like, if you can't handle rejection in this business, you have no place in this business. Because
there are lots of not rejections. Like, nobody calls you and says, like, you did a terrible audition, you didn't get the part. There's no rejection like that. And there is the callback, the being called in the same time, being put on a veil check, being put on hold. Yes, you're not getting your money and that, but though you got to celebrate the small wins, or it's just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because you're talking about kids, but you could be talking about adults too, right? I mean, it's the same advice.
Yeah. But adults are more equipped to let it go, you'd think, right? Like
some of them.
Yeah, no,
some of them. Yeah.
I mean, but that's the nature of the business, right? Like, you guys are putting yourself out there. Much respect. Like, you're putting yourself out there, and there's no guaranteed paycheck at the end of the day. It's tough. I get it.
Sarah, I could never do it. # respect. For you.
What advice?
Is that how you even say hashtag? Is that
when you give to teens to get into the industry?
Start in your schools. Take classes. Second City has teen classes. YPT, Young People's Theater, has teen classes. Get them involved in community stuff. See if they like it. Join our Facebook group, Mann Casting, Jigsaw, Powerhouse, Jesse Griffith, Ground Glass. We all post all the time looking for a teen.
Absolutely.
You know, get some self-tapes, see if they like it. But it's like my son, who's on a TV show, his favorite thing is going to Young People's Theater on Sundays for his improv class. He tells me he does the TV and film for the love of the theater. It's not the theater. He's in a class I'm paying for, Young People's Theater, but he loves it. So get them involved in something they love.
And one thing for the parents that are watching, on behalf of your kids, even if they don't have, like, you know, a deep resume other than, like, you know, their theater arts program, it's special skills. If a kid can skateboard, if a kid is proficient in hockey or riding a bicycle or any special skill, make sure you tell the child's agent, because people will get an audition just based on their ability. There are a lot of jobs that are really, you know, quite focused and pinpoint. Like, if your kid can juggle, if your kid can play the saxophone or drum.
I'm quite proficient, not just like my kid has been on a skateboard once, because then we bring it to set.
If they're good at it, make sure you tell the agent to list it on their resume, because when we do a search, and Sarah does searches all the time, where we'll search for kids and we'll put kayaking or skateboarding or whatever, and we'll bring those kids in because that's what we need.
But please be honest. Otherwise, it's just a waste of everyone's
It's not like we're looking for the best actor. We're looking for an ability. A lot of times it's just that. It's an ability.
And if you are appreciating this advice and you want more of it, you got to win the contest. And I think we're ready to run that contest for a one-on-one consultation. Wait, hold on.
The person's going to be announced today.
Yeah. I think we're gonna run it live. I guess we have another question, but I think we'll get to this contest soon. The
A
question is,
dinner date with Steven Mann.
right?
Is that what it is?
What are your top 3 pointers auditions for commercials? I guess tips. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to do a couple more questions, and then we're going to run this contest.
Hi, Izzy.
Top 3 pointers. Number 1, be prepared. Ask the right questions. And Sarah's might be different. I hope they are. Well, just ask questions. Like, there's so many people. Like, make sure you know: is there a script? Are there wardrobe notes? Know your time. Like, a lot of people. Like, I got 3 calls today from actors. Like, hey, I just wanted to double check my time. Don't do that. No, this is your job. Know what your audition time is. Be professional. Treat it like a job. Yeah. Okay, Sarah, your turn.
Be real.
Yeah, and be
real, be you, be nice.
Yeah.
And it has to be a little bit of fun. Have a little bit of fun. You have to have some joy in this industry, or find something that, like, I care about you as humans more than actors. I just need this to bring you some happiness.
To answer Sherida, I think it's Sherida's question on the screen now. Yes, we have, but it's really hard to remember. Like, Sherida, if you came in for like a job where it's like, singing and you had a great voice, like, a lot of times we reference the previous jobs, right? Like, if we get a spec from a client that's looking for something specific and we just did a job like that,
skateboarding a lot. I always look back into skateboarding.
We'll go back and we'll find
Spanish speakers. We go back to our past Spanish speaking jobs.
But like, I'll get like emails on like messages on Instagram saying, hey, like, if there's anything you can think of me for Mann Casting, I'd love to participate. I'm never going to remember.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm going to remember Joe Schmo. Like, I won't.
We're job to job. We really live in the moment. That's one good thing I can say about us. Like, and it's a volume business. It's not like we're working on the same commercial for weeks. Like, tomorrow's a brand new day and it's everything new. Like, yeah. So.
And just quickly, Sarah, there's somebody that wrote here, do you want the actor in the audition to succeed?
Of course. Otherwise, we look, like, of course we do.
We want you to win, man. We want to book the job and on to the next one. We are behind you. We want you to come correct. We want you ready. We want you to book it, and we want to move on. Of course.
Tatiana's asking, does an early submission for audition increase your chances? Here's what I say to this. I get asked this question all the time. We want your best audition. It's quality, not quantity of quickness, if you will. Don't leave it till the last minute. Sometimes we do send links early, but if your tape gets in by the deadline, your tape will 100% be seen. And so no, it's not a rush. It's not early bird gets the worm. Late bird will not get the worm for sure, but we want your best audition. That's what's going to get the part.
Listen, you guys don't understand. You make us look good. Like, for real. Like, if you do a good job, we look great. If we present actors that are not getting it or not prepared, it's like we look like shit, and we wear it. And I hate that part of the job, is that we wear errors from other people. And sometimes it's completely not justified. Like, we could be doing like a small 15-second SOC spot and like we wrap and the client's like, oh, we don't have anybody. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
My favorite is when it's like, we need to do a recast, and I like missed another dinner with my family and blah, blah, blah.
Are you kidding me? There's no acting. There's no script.
We see somebody's left ear and like, oh, I'm so glad we devoted 4 days to someone's ear. Like, woohoo.
So frustrating.
Yeah. But of course, yes, we are on your side. We are your peers. We are your equals. We are on a team. We couldn't want you to succeed more than probably anyone else. We are 100% your cheerleaders.
You take this one. There's a question on the screen, Sarah. You take that one, because I don't want
to. In casting or at callbacks. Not reading the instructions, bringing your tape in late, being really, really loud in the waiting room because we are working.
Not checking in.
Not giving us warning. Like, a lot of people are like, I have to leave in 5 minutes. I'm like, if you would have told us you had 20 minutes, I would have got you in the room, open communication.
Totally.
But, it takes a lot to rattle me. Whatever, bring it on.
Yeah.
Well, look, there's so much enthusiasm. Look at all the questions that keep coming in.
Well, listen, we have no plans.
Yeah, we have no friends. We're
No
both
friends.
hashtag shoebox project. If anyone wants to talk about that, I can go for hours, and my friends and family will not let me talk about it anymore. So, just joking.
Well, maybe we'll just see if a couple more come in.
We'll do it
okay.
again too. Like Sarah and I will pop on
Yeah.
again and answer more questions another time.
Yeah, that'd be great because I don't know if I've seen this many questions before for any of our guests.
Okay, hold on. No, Joanne, that's not true. I know Joanne. Joanne, you are now with Craig Alexander, correct? You can say yes in the chat. And you do get in. You do get in. If you're not booking, it means that the client just wasn't feeling it. But like we got mad love for you. Totally. Am I right? Am I right, Joanne? Let's see what she says. But I know exactly who Joanne is.
I didn't even see the question.
You said, like, as far as a woman in her 40s, is there a place because she's not getting in? But like, yeah, I mean, for us, you're always welcome.
And we don't decide the specs. Like we follow what we're given from the agency. So it's never us being like, but I think we're seeing people of all ages in union and non-union.
Yeah.
I think, and it's there's a place for everyone in this industry. 100%. We need newborns, and we were doing a job where they asked us to find someone over 100. Like there is room for everyone from 14 days legally to.
It's hard to see people over 100 because Sarah and I have to take our shovels. We got to go. We got to dig. It's tough.
That was when we had to get a new couch. Remember? Right. Somebody urinated on our couch. Whatever. No problem.
Here's a question: how many submissions do you get versus audition requests?
Well, Sarah and I both request a ton of people. Like, I don't know what that question necessarily means, but
every job is different. If we're putting out a spec where it's like McDonald's patron eating a French fry, 18 to 50, we are going to get thousands of submissions. We are going to call in 70 people. But when it's more specific, which I feel most of the breakdowns are these days, it just depends. It's a question we can't answer, really. Every job, every role is different.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you talk about selects, what's that number usually? So how many, I guess the callback.
They have, look, if it's an actor job, right? If it's a union job, they have to pay the actors. So they always work within a budget. It's like, oh my God, I've only budgeted for 35 callbacks and there's 8 roles. Well, you need to be really selective. For non-union, it's different. There's no fee. You can bring in as many people as you want. So, I mean, it's a really big difference. When we put our holds out, it's usually first choice, backup, and an alt.
Remember in the pandemic when it was first choice is COVID standby, backup's COVID standby.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. And it was like we found, anyways, that I'm happy those days are done.
Always up to the client, or do you have any say who gets cast? Okay, this is an interesting question, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like, it's a relationship business, okay? We usually follow the client or the agency's lead, and we will try to sell you and try to get it done because that's what we want. However, there are directors that I've worked with for many years, and if I feel like they're missing somebody who's genuinely funnier or better with improv, I'll say, look, dude, I take a look at him again. So funny. Second City main stage, really bright. I just don't want you to make a mistake. But that's rare, right? Because
I feel like there's some directors where at the end of the day, they're also so tired. They've seen like so many videos. They're just like, just tell me, Sarah, tell me who I want.
You're right.
This person, this person, this person.
You're right. Yeah, totally.
Like today, we're doing a union job for a fast food commercial. There's 38 roles. Tomorrow night, when we're reviewing, I guarantee that they will be asking me for a lot of our opinions.
Yeah, totally. And Phil Hay wrote, do we accept submissions from unrepped actors? Absolutely. On our Facebook page, I'll post stuff on my Instagram page, but that's more niche stuff, right? Like if we need a special skill or a specific ethnicity or age, we'll post it. But yeah, we'll see. Like sometimes we recently posted a job through Actors Access where we were looking for people that had a sort of a different BMI level. But for Phil, hey, just join the Facebook group. Yeah.
Are you seeing more non-union than union commercials right now? Heck yeah, we are.
Oh, fuck yeah.
There is a lockout.
It's gotten better. A lot of agencies has signed on. Like we're doing more actor
Publicist is
work.
back, and that's huge and life-changing.
Yeah. But there's
yes,
always been half the work was always non-union.
Yeah.
Is it more than half now, though?
Yeah. Yeah.
when
Listen,
we get a union job, I feel like I won the lottery. I love non-union actors. I have respect
Yeah.
for non-union actors, but union actors, everybody's so gosh darn amazing. I can't handle it.
Wow.
Here's the thing, Bobby, and I'll keep it real with you. Like when we have a problem with a non-union job, right? Sometimes the client will be like, well, what if we offered more money? It's like, it ain't going to make a difference. So, but if we're casting a union job and we're looking for really good comedic timing and instincts, and it's a scale job, and they say, what if we went to scale and a half or double? Oh, fuck yeah. It's going
Well, on our big, I won't say which one, we got to go up to triple, and we got
it's going to make a difference.
incredible performer who hasn't done a commercial in years.
These are people that just won't work for scale. At least, I mean, a lot of them do now because of the climate. But I mean, we get what we get, and we try to package it and make it beautiful. You know,
you're beautiful.
You're beautiful, Sarah.
Oh, not today. I'm like looking at since I've been here for over 12.
Now
I'm in my 14th hour at Mann Casting. I'm looking worse every second.
Once Bobby and Charlene shut this down and you leave, I'm still going to be live here. This is going to be like Live Aid for me.
I want to ride my bike, but I'm worried I had a glass of wine and that's drinking and
Okay, so again, this is the question before about the unwrapped actors, but really, what's your best advice for actors then is basically go through the agency system. That's the best way, right?
It's easier. You're going to get more volume.
A good agent is better. Wait, a good agent is the best. No agent is better than a terrible agent, though.
Yeah, totally.
So do your research. There's a lot of agents out there that aren't. I might as well just not have an agent because.
Like for Phil, who asked the question, like your niche is that you're an elder statesman, you're an older gentleman, and there's so much pharma shit that we cast, both union and non-union, that we could use you on, but we may not necessarily post looking for a Caucasian older gentleman. Because we have that.
But we're running out, Steven. If you want to do a farmer job, Phil, hit us up.
Hit us up. But we won't necessarily post that. So for Phil, I think, find an agent, dude. Like it'll help. It'll help.
Leslie, I wish we could give feedback to everybody, but I literally am barely holding it together with the volume we have now. Yeah. No news is good news. If it was awful, Leslie, you would know. I'm sure you were amazing. So please have that confidence.
And again, if you get a callback, Leslie, or anybody who gets a callback, like we look at the list. Like when we see that you got a callback, we know that there's somebody feeling you, that you did
Natasha, job is not booked, so you could still be in the mix. Who knows?
Yeah. Sarah, do you remember at the beginning of this chat where people thought we were two beautiful trans ladies?
Remember when Bobby, before everyone came on, asked if we were married, and then you threw up a little bit in your mouth, and so did I?
Yeah.
I was sure.
Those are good times.
And somebody asked me recently if I was Gloria and if Steven was my son, which has made me realize
that's just weird.
Not looking my best.
Does previous experience in commercial matter? When an experienced one can the greatest points is based on? No, it's really based on. To me, it's based on your look and how you fit in with the spec, and if there's a special skill. And like, listen, I love character faces. Like every job is different. Sometimes they want an aspirational, they want pretty, but sometimes they want like rugged blue collar. Sometimes they want, you
always pick character, even if it's just.
I love character.
You love character, and you have a similar taste in men, but a very different taste in women.
Very different taste in women.
It's so strange. He and I we need like the handsome man. We always pick the same people.
We got similar taste in men, but different taste in women.
Very different taste in women.
Well, that's what makes us a very successful trans couple, Sarah.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, gosh.
What kinds? So it's interesting that you're picking the same type of guy, but when it comes to the woman, how do you deviate?
I don't know, but we always pick opposite.
It's weird. I love redheads. Redhead to me is like a different ethnicity, right? It's like a different person. I don't know. It's I like something interesting. When I see a face, I like to see something that is just different. Like it's not just sometimes the job requires aspirational. It's Winners, it's Shoppers Drug Mart, whatever it is. But I like the jobs where they're looking for when they say to me wild cards. Bring me some wild cards. I'm in heaven.
No problem. We got you.
Or
Okay,
like
I have a question.
interesting.
I have a question actually. So, what if you two disagree? Like, let's say there's a big
Well,
job.
he's the boss, so he can win.
No,
Okay.
no, no, that's not true. No,
No.
there's actually
We do
like
fight it out a lot.
Mm.
Yeah.
we don't fight it out. Like there's sometimes where like I'm on the website and I'm prepping a job and I'll see that she's like unclicking people that I clicked, and there's sometimes that she's on a job and I'll unclick people that she clicked. We're like seamless. Like I trust her, she trusts me. She's really like when it comes to there's nobody that knows the kids better than Sarah.
I love the kids of Toronto.
And when
I
it comes to
love
theater,
them.
singing, dancing,
I love theater. I love
she
musical
knows it
theater.
better
I
than I
see
do. Like she
every
knows
single show in Toronto. And hey, everyone who's new and doesn't have representation, I was an assistant a million years ago. I worked for Stephanie Gorin. She's amazing. Anyways, I worked for her. It was wonderful. She was really busy, very successful. She did not have time to see stuff. She got invited to everything. She sent her assistants. I am really busy now. I don't have time to see everything. I have great assistants who will go see everything and report back. Like, like when you're doing a showcase or something, send it to casting director, send it to us. The casting director probably can't go, but I used to come back and be like, Stephanie, I saw this. It was amazing. You know, I saw every show at the Fringe. I do try to see everything I possibly can.
This is a tough question. Someone who has been working for 10 years in non-union, what do they need to perfect to get cast? Oh, fuck, I don't know. I don't. I mean, they're going to feel you.
Class. I mean, it always helps. Class. You meet people. The more comfortable and confident you are, is always great. Yeah. I always say, if you're going to spend your money, don't spend it on a fancy camera, on fancy microphones, and that. We're casting you as the actor, so spend it on classes. There are great teachers out there. If you're not getting cast, work on you as an actor. You know, training is really great.
But then I'll be real with you. It's like if you're not getting cast and like you've been doing it for 10 years, like, this may not be something that like is going to be your thing, right? Which is fine. Like I said at the beginning, I don't know a lot of people that make a living as an actor. Like we're not all like amazing at everything we do. Like I used to be a great roller hockey player. I bought roller skates 3 years ago. Don't ask. Couldn't do it. I mean, it's as soon as it's no longer fun, get out.
And it seems like there's a common thread with these questions, right? It's people who are like, how do I get the job? And it's interesting because there's not really an answer.
There's not an answer. Be authentic, be prepared.
Have some fun.
Hey,
It gives you a chance, but ultimately you have to understand there's just so many actors. You do your best and then you let it go, right?
So Brad asks about, wardrobe. Absolutely, but not over the top, Brad. Like, listen, if you guys come in for a pharma spot, we have lab coats, right? But you don't want to be over the top where people are like, that dude's crazy, right? Like, that's insane.
And it should never cost you money. Like, use stuff you have. We're never asking you, like, we're doing a Santa thing, go buy yourself a full Santa suit. No, if there's ever a piece of wardrobe that's so important that we need it for casting, we're right across the street from Berman's. We go rent it on your behalf. But if it's a Good Life Fitness commercial, don't come in a suit. If it's a cake commercial, don't look like you're at McDonald's. Like, everyone should have something that's business attire. If it's a bank commercial, you're a bank teller, you don't want to be in Lululemons. Yes. But never go spend $100 on a Santa suit because you're coming in for Santa.
Give them the opportunity to visualize you in the role that they wrote, right?
At this point, I'm just going to sleep here. So let's keep this going all night.
If there is an actor member who's a perfect fit for a non-union commercial role, no, I wish, Rachel. I really wish. God, it would change our life.
They have it in America.
In the United States.
Yeah.
Like, what is that called in the United States? FICOR. Oh God, that would be freaking fantastic if we had that here.
But no, and don't, because you're going to get in trouble. We're going to get in trouble. Your agency's going to get in trouble. We'll catch you. It's so not worth it.
But I will say, although I could get into trouble here, a lot of people have left the union. A lot of people, right? Because I'll keep it real, right? Like, as you get older, your goals and your plans change, right? Like there was a time when I was like in my early 20s, late 20s, when I wanted to be a writer, where like I wanted to go to LA and I wanted to write and I wanted to do all these things. But like if you're like late 30s, 40s, you're a parent, you're struggling, it's like you're not thinking about pilot season. you're thinking about a stream of revenue to do something that you love, that fulfills you creatively, that helps you pay the bills. And a lot of people have left the union because that's really all they want. And I got much respect for that. Like, I got no issues with that. I really don't.
But you will not be doing long format anymore. Like when we do our
No,
long
but
format,
there's a
I
good
only
chance
do
there are
union members.
anybody that was doing long format consistently that has left the union wasn't doing long format.
I know. I'm just saying if that's your hashtag life goal, we really don't. It's harder to take a chance on non-union people in a long format union project.
What guidance you have for actors whose experience of
Oh,
speaking?
you're doing great. Don't worry. It goes up and down, up and down.
I know this. If this dude's like really handsome, he's
Yeah,
fine.
he's
Get
challenging
out
me
of here,
all the
dude. You're
time. You're
good.
fine.
You're good. Oh my
It goes
god.
like this. Like
I want to be your
don't
wingman.
give up. Is you know what I mean? You're getting callbacks and you work. You're fine.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah,
Getting callbacks is the biggest thing. It really is. It means like you're really close. Like you're not podium, but you're there.
Yeah. And like my husband will work and then not work and then work and then not, like that's just how it is. And you just gotta it's weird. But you're fine.
Felicia, to answer your question, listen, I think the acting schools and lessons are going to benefit you more than it will our visual of seeing it on your resume. I think that, again, I think comedy training, Second City, I just, there's nothing better. There's nothing better to me. I really believe that.
And you also meet instructors who are in the industry, and I don't know, it's and
there's a lot of great acting instructors that you can go and perfect your craft with, Lewis, and there's a whole bunch of them. But if you could do comedy, you can do anything. Honest to God, I really believe that.
What about indie work, independent projects? Like, does that make an impact for you if you see it in a resume or
No.
doesn't matter?
No, it's more for you.
And for your demo reel, it's great. Well, Jim, we hope to see you soon too.
I love Jimmy.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, it's really for you. It's your experience. I mean, you should be doing that. You should volunteer for like student films. Like if you have no experience, go get it. Like if you're just starting, it's really not about the money. It's about the craft, right? It's about the enjoyment. It's
The
not
passion.
about
Yeah.
Yeah, so ultimately, you're really just looking for the best actor for that particular project, for that role.
Yeah.
Oh, Cheryl, anytime.
Any
I like the ones that aren't questions; they're just comments. Keep those going.
Right.
That's
I like this one. Any tips or something that involve hugging, kissing, and/or putting your arm around your reader. Okay, Sarah will do intimacy coordination on self-tapes for all actors.
It's weird. Of course, it's weird. You just got to do your best. Like, what do they expect? You can't like kiss a camera. Try your best. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
There's not much more we can say. Like, weird. Good luck. And
yeah, you got to be really careful with that shit. You really do.
Let's try, Steven, and see if we can do it because we're no.
Wow.
Just joking. We're joking. We're getting silly.
Make out with Zoom. Well, look, I think that we are starting to get close to this.
The draw, the winner.
I think it's been 90 minutes. Oh, looks, I've got approval.
How do you know who's going to win? How?
We're going to run the contest one-on-one with Steven Mann or Sarah.
And we do everything.
And we do it together. We do everything together.
Oh, wow. So you two for the price of one.
You'll see us later. We were behaved
When I got married, my honeymoon, like my wife at the time was like, why is Sarah here? I'm like,
But honestly, I feel bad for this person because you and I were on good behavior tonight. Like this poor person who's alone with us.
Well, look, and if you haven't submitted, it's too late because we are running this contest. This is the most exciting part. I get super excited. Oh, and Charlene is saying maybe we can pick two winners if you want.
No, we just like one, and we just want to
one.
do
two. I don't care. Do two, Sarah. Whatever.
It's up to you.
As long as it's after December 7th, I'm really into my shoebox.
Yeah. Well, no. Is it maybe in the new year or whatever? I don't care. Sure. Whatever.
Okay. Well, why don't I mean? Look,
you can pick two. Steven's committed.
Okay, you're gonna do two. We're picking two people. This never happens.
31 entries. God, you got a good chance.
There's quite a lot of people, and two of you are gonna win this contest, starting with Natasha Nicole. Yay,
Yes,
Natasha. And Natasha, you have won a one-on-one virtual consultation with one or both of Steven and or Sarah. And there's another person who's going to win. And here it goes. And are you
Congratulations,
ready? And
Natasha. I was rooting for
we
you.
don't know who this is going to be, but it's going to be exciting. And the winner is Gudrun
Yay!
Schultz Ebbinghoff.
Yes. We're gonna
Wow.
have
Wow.
such fun.
GSE.
GSC for the win.
We won't let you down.
I bet on both of them, so I
I
tripled my
did
money.
too. I had the under. Okay, so Sarah, give your address. They'll come by tonight.
We're just at the office.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gonna ride my bike. Well, it was a pleasure, but please,
Right.
please, if you take anything from this, it's that we are on your side. Kindness
Totally.
wins. We're all in this together, and we are a lovely, beautiful industry, and let's keep it that way.
And yeah, and just breathe. The world is crazy. Let's not forget how to laugh and how to agree to disagree and just be kind to each other. And we're just casting directors. We're just people. Come in. When you come in, say hi. Honestly, like we want you to do that. We want to have a relationship with you. We really do.
Yeah.
And look, I know them both in real life, and it's true. They're very genuine. What you see is what you get. Also, for the contest winners, please email ebosscanada@gmail.com. Congratulations. I will say, Stephen and Sarah, thank you both for joining
Thank
us.
you, everybody for joining. That was
Everything you do in
wonderful.
this industry. We really do appreciate everything that you've built. You're pillars of the community, and just thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Much love, much respect.
Thank you.
God
Thank
bless.
you.
Okay.
And thank you all for joining us at Entertainment 411.
Thank you.